All right, let's kick this off in a way that hits you right in the soul. Picture this. It's a week from today. You wake up and something feels different. Your mind isn't racing, your chest isn't heavy. For the first time in forever, you feel calm, in control. You're not obsessing over what might go wrong or what people think of you. Instead, you're focused, steady, and kind of unshakable. Sounds impossible, right? But here's the thing, it's not. What if I told you that the life you're craving isn't buried in some distant, unachievable future? It's actually just a handful of small habits away. 6, to be exact. 6 practices, grounded in ancient wisdom, that can completely shift how you think, act, and feel in just 7 days. Now here's the catch, these habits, they require a little action from you. Not a ton, but enough to make you uncomfortable in the best way, because that's how growth happens. And honestly, if you're here, it means you're ready for that. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or like life is just slipping by, this is your sign to hit pause. Let's slow down, dig deep, and start making moves toward the person you know you're meant to be. Before we jump in though, if this resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button and subscribe to support our little corner of growth and inspiration. This isn't just about you or me, it's about building a community of people who are ready to live with clarity, purpose, and a whole lot of grit. Let's start this journey together. You in? Cool. Let's do this. Lesson 1. Start your day with a moment of stillness. Imagine this. Your alarm goes off, and instead of grabbing your phone, diving into texts, or scrolling through Instagram, you just stop. You sit on the edge of your bed, close your eyes, and take a moment to breathe. You ask yourself one powerful question: what's in my control today? This simple act of stillness can completely shift your day. It's a Stoic practice rooted in the idea that we create unnecessary stress by focusing on things outside of our control, like what someone might say, unexpected obstacles, or how others react to us. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most famous Stoics, put it best. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. The truth is, most of the chaos we experience isn't from the world itself, it's from the way we react to it. A rude email, a traffic jam, or a cancelled plan isn't what ruins your day. It's the spiraling thoughts and emotional overreactions that follow. But when you take a few moments in the morning to focus your mind and remind yourself that you can't control the world, but you can control how you show up in it, you start to notice a shift. Here's how to make this work for you. Tomorrow morning, set aside 5 minutes. Sit somewhere quiet. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what challenges might I face today? And follow it up with, how can I respond in a way that aligns with who I want to be? Think of this as your morning mental armor. You're not trying to avoid problems. You're preparing yourself to handle them with clarity and strength. Try this for a week. You'll notice how much calmer you feel, even when the unexpected hits. Your mornings will feel less rushed, and your mind will feel clearer. Start small, just 5 minutes, and see how much power a little stillness can bring. Lesson 2. Practice voluntary discomfort. Let's get real for a second. Most of us are way too comfortable. Modern life makes it so easy to avoid discomfort. We have food delivered at the tap of a screen, entertainment on demand, and climate-controlled homes. Don't get me wrong, comfort isn't inherently bad. But here's the catch. When you never challenge yourself, you get soft. And when life inevitably throws challenges your way, you're unprepared. The Stoics knew this well. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, would regularly practice voluntary discomfort. He'd wear simple clothes, eat plain food, and sleep on the floor. Why? To remind himself that he could endure difficulty and to strip away the fear of losing life's luxuries. He asked himself, "Is this what I was so afraid of?" And more often than not, the answer was no. Here's the thing. We don't grow in our comfort zones. Growth happens when you intentionally lean into small, controlled discomforts. It's not about suffering for no reason. It's about building resilience. You prove to yourself, "I can handle this," and that confidence ripples into every part of your life. So how can you practice this? Start small. Take a cold shower for 30 seconds. Skip a meal, assuming it's healthy for you. Sleep on the floor for a night. Walk somewhere instead of driving. Each of these practices may feel uncomfortable at first, but they're incredibly empowering. They teach you that you don't need constant comfort to survive. You start to realize, "I'm tougher than I thought." Over time, you'll notice something incredible. When real challenges hit, like a financial setback, an argument, or unexpected bad news, you'll feel less overwhelmed. You've trained your mind to handle difficulty, so you're less reactive and more grounded. Try it this week. Pick one small way to practice voluntary discomfort every day. It'll be uncomfortable, sure, but it'll also make you stronger. Because here's the truth. If you can lean into discomfort on your terms, life's surprises won't knock you down so easily. Lesson 3, turn obstacles into opportunities. Let's be honest, life doesn't always go the way we plan. Maybe your car breaks down, your project at work gets delayed, or someone lets you down. It's frustrating, right? But here's the Stoic perspective that flips the script. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to grow. Think about that for a second. What if the things that feel like roadblocks are actually stepping stones in disguise? Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully when he said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In simpler terms, when you hit a wall, don't stop. Climb over it, break through it, or find a new path around it. The obstacle itself becomes the way forward. Here's how this plays out in real life. Instead of getting stuck in frustration when something goes wrong, pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or how can I use this to improve? For example, if a project falls apart at work, maybe it's an opportunity to refine your process or communicate better with your team. If someone criticizes you, it might sting, but it's also a chance to reflect and grow. Even the tough stuff, loss, failure, rejection, can teach you resilience and strength if you're willing to see the lesson hidden inside. One of the most powerful ways to adopt this mindset is to reframe setbacks in real time. Instead of saying, "Why is this happening to me?" try shifting to, "What is this teaching me?" It's a subtle shift, but it changes everything. Suddenly, you're not a victim of your circumstances. You're in control of how you respond to them. Try this for a week. Whenever something doesn't go your way, challenge yourself to find the opportunity in it. It might feel unnatural at first, but stick with it. Over time, you'll notice a sense of calm and clarity, even in tough moments. Life won't feel like it's happening to you anymore. It'll feel like something you're actively shaping. That's the power of turning obstacles into opportunities. Lesson 4. Detach from outcomes and focus on effort. Let's talk about something that eats at all of us. The obsession with results. You work hard on a project and you're fixated on getting recognition. You go out of your way for someone and you're waiting for gratitude. You pour time into your goals, but if things don't work out perfectly, you feel like you've failed. Sound familiar? It's exhausting, and here's the kicker. It's out of your control. The Stoics had a better way. They believed the only thing you have power over is your effort, not the outcome. Epictetus said it best. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Think about that for a second. You can't control whether you get the job after an interview, how someone reacts to you, or even how well a plan unfolds. But you can control how much effort, care, and intention you bring to the table. When you detach from outcomes and focus on effort, something amazing happens. You stop tying your happiness to things you can't control. Instead of obsessing over whether something works out, you take pride in knowing you gave it your best. And when things don't go as planned, it stings less because you weren't clinging to an outcome in the first place. Here's how you can practice this. This week, pick one goal or task. It could be a work project, a personal goal, or even a conversation you've been avoiding. Commit to giving it your full effort, but let go of what happens after. If it succeeds, great. If it doesn't, remind yourself, my job was to do my part, not control the result. This mindset isn't about lowering your standards. It's about freeing yourself from the weight of things you can't control. Over time, you'll notice how much calmer and more focused you feel. You'll stop wasting energy worrying about what if and start showing up fully in the moment, because at the end of the day, your effort is what defines you, not the unpredictable outcomes. Lesson 5. Practice gratitude for the present moment. Let me ask you something. How often do you pause and appreciate what you already have? Like, really stop and take it in? Chances are, not nearly enough. Most of us are so busy chasing the next big thing, more money, a better job, a bigger house, that we forget to notice the good things we already have in our lives. The Stoics, they saw this trap thousands of years ago and gave us a way out. Gratitude. Epictetus once said, "Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not." Think about that. So much of our unhappiness comes from focusing on what's missing instead of what's already here. When you constantly live in the mindset of, I'll be happy when I lose weight, when I get that promotion, when I meet the perfect partner, you push happiness out of reach. But gratitude brings it back to you right now in the present moment. Here's how this plays out. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring your goals or pretending everything's perfect. It just means acknowledging the good that already exists, even if life isn't exactly where you want it to be. It's a shift in perspective. That job you're stressed about? Someone out there would give anything for it. The home you wish were bigger? It's a roof over your head. Even the simple act of waking up healthy in the morning is a gift many people don't have. This week, I want you to try this simple practice. Every night before bed, write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big. Small things work too. Maybe it's a great conversation you had, a warm cup of coffee, or the fact that the sun came out. The key is to make it specific. Don't just say, I'm grateful for life. Say, I'm grateful I got to laugh with my friend today. You'll notice something magical start to happen. Your mind shifts from scarcity to abundance. Life feels richer, fuller. You stop constantly chasing the future and start finding joy in the present. Lesson 6. Embrace the power of negative visualization. Here's a weird one. Have you ever imagined losing something you love? It sounds dark, right? But stay with me, because this Stoic practice, called negative visualization, is actually one of the most powerful ways to make your life richer and more meaningful. The Stoics believed that we take too much for granted, coasting through life without truly appreciating what we have. Seneca said, "What fortune has made yours is not your own." Translation: everything you love, your health, your relationships, your possessions, is borrowed, not guaranteed. Life can change in an instant, and that's not something to fear. It's something to use. Negative visualization reminds us to stop taking things for granted and instead cherish them deeply. Here's how it works. You intentionally spend a few minutes imagining what life would be like if something you care about were taken away. What if you suddenly lost your job? What if you couldn't see your best friend anymore? What if you didn't wake up tomorrow? These thoughts aren't meant to make you sad. They're meant to snap you into gratitude. When you return to the present moment, you'll realize how much you already have to be thankful for. That annoying coworker? Suddenly, you're grateful for the job that supports you. that messy house. It's a home filled with life. Even the small moments, like drinking coffee in the morning or hearing a loved one's voice, feel precious. This week, try practicing negative visualization for just a few minutes each day. Sit quietly, close your eyes, and imagine losing one thing you value. Picture what that loss would feel like, then open your eyes and notice how much more vividly you see the world around you. It's like flipping a switch in your brain. Everything feels sharper, brighter, more meaningful. When you live with this kind of awareness, life feels fuller. You stop sweating the small stuff, and you start appreciating the fragile, beautiful, fleeting nature of everything around you. And that's the ultimate gift, to love your life while you still have it, not when it's gone. All right, so here we are, at the end of this journey. Or is it the beginning? That's up to you. We've gone through 6 powerful habits, 6 tiny shifts that can take you from feeling stuck, scattered, or stressed to feeling grounded, clear, and dare I say, unshakable. But let's get real. None of this works unless you do. The ideas are here, but the action, that's 100% on you. Now here's where I'm going to challenge you. I want you to pause for a second and think about which of these habits hit you the hardest. Was it the power of stillness in the morning? The idea of voluntary discomfort? Maybe it was negative visualization that shook you a little. Whatever it was, drop it in the comments. Seriously. I want to hear which one made you go, whoa, I needed to hear that. And if none of them did, be honest about that too. Maybe you've already got your own habits or philosophies that keep you grounded, and that's amazing. Share them. This space isn't just about me talking at you. It's about us building a community of people who are ready to take life on with strength, clarity, and maybe a little stoic swagger. Oh, and before you click away, let me leave you with one last thought. The internet is full of quick fix content, flashy advice, and empty promises, but this is different. This is about doing the deep, uncomfortable work of looking inward and building a life that's strong at its core. If that resonates with you, if you feel even a tiny spark of, yeah, this is what I've been missing, then stick around. Hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because there's so much more to come. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. Imagine where you could be in a month, a year, if you committed to even one of these habits. Imagine who you could become. If that version of you could leave a comment right now, what would they say? What advice would they give you about starting today, right now? Let me know in the comments what's on your mind. Better yet, what's in your control. Let's talk.